I almost destroyed that bike and myself, and maybe even the instructor, because he was right there too. Hey, we are back. And we just filled up, and we're hype. The hell is going on here, cuh? So, I want to take you all down to where my MSF course was. And I want to discuss, because I've gotten a lot of comments, I want to discuss exactly what the MSF course was like, at least in my experience, and I want to kind of go through some of the drills and the things that got you learning, and kind of how it starts off, day 1, day 2, the online course. At least in my state, it was an online course. Oh yeah, here it is, baby. So we're gonna go over here and we're gonna park up. Kelly Island Road, or whatever, yeah, is the one that we want. So that is where we're gonna go. And I'm getting much better at the downshifts, even though I just had a horrible one just a second ago. Man, that new exhaust, or slip-on exhaust, sounds sick. So we're gonna go all the way down here. We're gonna see what's going on. I mean, there's not gonna be a course. Maybe I'll try and pop in this Saturday and see if there's a course going on.
That's a damn lie.
I gotta say, all things considered, I think I did exceptionally well on the course. It was a great experience. I had 2 instructors. We had kind of a big class. I think it was like 8 or 9 people. And the main instructor, I forget her name, but she was very nice. She said usually she does classes of 5, so she had to get a second instructor from further into the state to come out and help out a little bit. So that's what she did, and he was awesome too. So that said, both instructors were A1. I'm talking, I couldn't have been happier. They were very good at correcting you without, like, you know, making you feel like you're stupid. That was pretty good, because I am the type of person who sometimes has a tough time taking criticism. So that was like ideal for me. But to start off, you know, it was an online course, and I mean it was kind of long, but I mean it was easy. Like it's like taking like the permit test almost, just a little more involved, I guess. But it was easy. I'm not sure that's worth discussing. Mine was online. It might be different if you're in person and stuff like that. But I didn't have a hard time at all with it. A lot of the stuff is kind of common sense. So that was pretty easy. Day 1 though. So we get to day 1, pull up. Hey, first of all, there was this dude came up with his wife, or you know, presumably his wife, came up with his wife talking about, hey, we didn't finish the online course. Are we able to do the class still? And our instructors being as nice as they are and were, allowed it, which was surprising. I wouldn't have. Damn, scared the fuck out of me. So they allowed it, and I mean, I was kind of baffled, not gonna lie, because it's one thing to let it slide, like, okay, you know, they said bring the course day 2, and to be fair, the guy did, but turns out they came with none of their gear. They're like, yeah, we live like a mile up the road. Is it cool if we go and grab our gear and stuff? Oh shit, is something happening? Out here too long, but This is the course, as you can see. Pretty neat, pretty neat. So, let's park up a little bit. Okay. So, it's actually like an Air Force base, I guess. Not entirely, but that's the MSF course location. And like we had to have guards come and let us in and all that type of stuff. It was pretty cool, I guess. But, oh yeah, there's like a National Guard post right there. Let's start from the top. This is the location. I had never touched a bike. I mean, bicycle, yes. I'd never touched a motorcycle or anything with a clutch that wasn't a full car, like a proper car. So, you know, I can drive stick and all that. Never clutched with my hand, never shifted with my feet, never braked with my foot and my hand. Kind of all foreign concepts. I had heard people talk about it before, but yeah, it was tricky at first, I'll say. I definitely studied up, like, and of course the online course helped, but when you sit on the bike and you have controls in front of you, and mind you, they give you kind of bare bones, basic little 250, 125cc bikes. So when you sit on those bikes, there's kind of less going on than here. Nah, not really, actually. I guess just the dash is more plain. But you sit down and you see these controls, and like, yeah, you know what headlights look like, signals, horn, all that. But you sit down and then you realize, I have to worry about all this and these and these. So it kind of hits you when they're like, oh yeah, just sit on the bike and, you know, we're going to kind of go through all the controls here. And that's where it kind of hit me, like, this is not going to be easy. Or so I thought. You know, basically they have you sit down, they start just showing you the controls, stationary, bikes turned off, all that. They talk about how to start the bike, that type of stuff. They talk about, they kind of go through like how to like turn the wheel or turn the handlebars, when you lean, when you don't lean, when you counter steer, when you you know, yeah.
I don't know, man.
So they go into a whole bunch of stuff, kind of just glossing over everything at the beginning. And it's a lot of information at first, so you really don't, you don't know what's going on until you start to get rolling. The first drill they had us do was to feel out the clutch. And they would have us turn the bike on. And here, let's do it. They would have you.
Huh?
Oh, yeah.
Huh?
That'll help. Turn the bike on. They showed you how to put in first, because I went through all the gears, and they would just have you do this. Let out the clutch. Get on your tippy toes, heel, clutch, tippy toes, heel, and that was pretty much it. Super easy, super simple, but it gets real, because then you realize this motorized vehicle with two wheels is starting to roll on you. Super simple, super effective first drill, I think, to really get a feel for your clutch. So they have you start with that, and then the next thing, they have you just go in a straight line, nice and easy. They no throttle. Basically, they just have you let go of the clutch and kind of play with it a little bit to get you going.
What?
And that's it. You just roll, and they kind of have you like walk along while you're doing it. So super simple, super nice and easy. Have you kind of walk and do a U-turn and all that. And really, that is kind of most of the first day. It was just really getting a feel for the controls and getting a feel for, like, they would have you lean while you're stationary, that type of stuff. So it was really just understanding your clutch, your brake, your, when to use a rear brake, all that good stuff. And not even so much with the braking, like maybe a little bit, but the main thing for day one that I remember was getting used to the clutch. Super effective first day. Second day is where the real stuff starts. I think towards the end of the first day, they kind of start getting into some stuff. But, you end up going into the second day knowing that you're in for it pretty much. Second day, they start having you do proper drills where you're doing the weaves, you're doing the like S curve, like in the box, the U-turns in the box and all that. They're having you do like actual like turns where you lean and stuff. I mean, you lean in the U-turns in the box, but you're using a lot of the handlebars too. They have you turn with just leans. They have you get up to like, 15, 25 miles per hour. They have you shifting, all that good stuff. They have a drill for every little thing. And you got to understand the way they're teaching you is the bare bones safest way to do things. So you might find in, 6 months or a year of riding that you're already kind of incorporating techniques that maybe they would have looked down on for beginner riders, or as to, as compared to like what they're teaching. So don't think that what you're taught here is the end all be all, because there's so much information out there. YouTube a couple things and you can learn so much. I spend way too much time on YouTube watching other people. Hopefully you spend way too much time watching me. All in all, I would say it is a super effective course. It's fairly easy. We actually had one guy wipe out, and I think he chose to leave. I think they were willing to let him stay. But let's not act like it was all sunshine and rainbows, because so you see how there's this barbed wire fence that goes around the whole thing. I was on my Honda Nighthawk, I believe. I think it's 250 cc's, something like that. And I almost went straight into the fence because we were doing the weaves, and I let off the clutch a little too much while I was on the throttle. Therefore, getting full power out of the throttle. And I was beelining straight towards that fence. I saved it. I literally was in the grass, like there's a grass patch right beside it. And the instructor somehow didn't freak out on me or anything. He was like, hey, good save. Just stay calm, take your helmet off and take a moment. And then I did. And then I continued on and I was good. Other dude wiped out. He had to leave. It was kind of sad to see. He was on like a Honda Grom, and he was having a tough time the whole time. So, it's not to say that everyone's going to pass, but I think it is effective enough that everyone could pass, and probably most people do. I know most people didn't mind. I think for the people that made it through the entire course, I think there was one person that didn't pass.
Oh, darkness, my old friend.
It was pretty freaking awesome. It was a really good experience. You get to meet other like newbies. Some people, just keep renewing their permits. Some people are more experienced. Some people just ride without a license and don't give a so that just is what it is. But it's kind of cool. You get people from different walks of life kind of doing the same type of stuff. Oh, I gotta head back.
they ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
Damn, stinky ass. Oh my god. That's straight shit. Was that me? Hope not. But it's an incredible experience taking that MSF. I don't think you would get the same thing out of just kind of doing things yourself or learning from a buddy and getting your license. I think there's so much value in getting to meet those people. Everybody kind of gets to learn. Everybody struggles a little bit at least. Dude, I thought that was a giant dog. I'm tripping. Horsies. So, yeah, everyone struggles. I like I said, I almost destroyed that bike and myself, and maybe even the instructor because he was right there too. But it was cool. In the end, dude, I passed, believe it or not, with no like negative marks. Basically, the instructor, what the instructor told me, because like I said, I'd never touched a motorcycle or anything with a clutch on two wheels or anything with a hand clutch per se. So he told me at the end, when he gave me, like, they give you a little card at the end, he told me that I was one of the better, like, turnarounds that he had seen, because I was having trouble. I know I said it was easy and everyone could, in theory, pass, and probably most people do, which I think is true. But at the beginning, like I said, I was pretty, like, overwhelmed, I would say, with information, despite all the research I was doing. It was not that. I think the first day, more than anything, was a lot of information, and the very beginning of the second day was pretty dang tough. But once you start to understand more of what they're asking of you, things kind of start to click. There was a couple pointers that they gave me. One thing I wasn't doing on the slow speed stuff, I thought it was all clutch and throttle for some reason the whole time, until the female instructor actually, like, pulled me aside and she's like, hey, like, you're allowed to use that rear brake when you're doing slow speeds. It's not gonna hurt you. And I was like, really? Seriously? And she was like, yeah, just, you know, get on it lightly, drag it through the turns, it helps control it. Another thing they kept telling me is, don't let the clutch fully up when you're doing the slow speed maneuvers. And of course the big one, which if you have researched anything on YouTube about motorcycling and kind of beginner tips, the big one was, do not brake with the handlebars turned, because the bike will tip. Or, sorry, do not use your front brake with the handlebars turned. So that's why they tell you drag the rear brake when you're doing slow speed maneuvers. Yeah, I gotta say, if you say you got your permit and you've just been kind of renewing it, or you're just riding dirty or whatever, take the MSF. Even if you know what you're doing, even if you're as good a rider as instructors are going to be, take it. It's an experience. It's not even about just learning. It's a good time, like it really is. At the end of mine, they gave us drunk goggles to try out. They're like, so final lesson, and this was after they gave us all our cards and stuff and our certificates. Well, the cards are the certificates, but this was after that. They gave us those drunk goggles. They let 3 of us try it, I think. I tried it, and then a couple of the other guys tried it. And the final lesson was, do not ride while impaired. I think the MSF is an excellent thing. It's pretty awesome that it's there. So do it. You won't regret it. And if you have done it, tell me how your experience differs, or tell me a story from yours. Leave something in the comments for us all. I'd love to hear, because my buddy Trey, he had a whole different experience with his instructors. He said he didn't entirely like them all that much, or at least one of them, I think, specifically. Wow, the sky is like wide open now. Holy crap. Yeah, please share your your own experiences in the comments. And like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. I'm glad you all tuned in and listened to me blabber. And hopefully you tune in some more. We'll see you next time. We out.
Losing patience, overthinking about this life I'm living in. Easy Batman, yeah, I'm back, man, ain't no time for riddling. Some like Michael Jordan in 91, I got the urge to win. Not just once, I mean again and again and again.